episode talking about Halo and Africa.
John Halo.
John Halo.
The warm-up is done.
The warm-up's done.
Speaking of long hair with a guy that's dark hair.
I forgot his name. Oh, Sota.
Sota.
That's right.
She said it so many times.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Totirap. Today, we went to go see a great movie.
What was it called?
Suzume.
I was really hoping you forget.
They only said it, 300 times.
Yeah.
Because it's a character's name.
It's the main character's name.
I have an idea what we should do. You know how they have the B movie cut? Where every time they say B, it speeds up?
It gets faster.
They should
Every
do that
time
for
we say-
Suzume.
Wouldn't that be horrible for any Japanese film that has a person's name?
That would be
Like this.
like this, like any film.
This
Because-
movie would be done in 10 minutes.
Because even when they're referring to themselves, they'll use their name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's bad.
that would be amazing.
How does the dub work? Do you still
What?
do the?
Do they
refer
say their
yourself
na-
as your first?
I don't think. I think.
No.
No, I think it's just.
because it takes place of because we use pronouns
Yeah,
in places where they just use a name. Yeah.
Your name.
there's a reason why. I was going to say there's a reason why there's Kung and that kind of stuff.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I also did not hear what he said. Could you say it again?
My brain shut up at the wrong point there.
I said that. I saw all your faces just go. What?
It's late.
It's late. I'm wearing a wig. It's not the usual way I look.
Only 11:30.
So we want to go watch Suzume, which is obviously the newest Makoto Shinkai movie, and all of its beautiful animated glory.
Yeah.
So
How do you guys feel about his other works?
in general,
Yeah.
In general, I'm not rating for you right now. 5 centimeters per second.
yes,
Yeah.
that's probably my
Then
favorite.
Suzume.
Oh,
then Your
wow.
Name. Then Weathering with You. And then the rest.
Because
rest.
I do like this movie more than Weathering with You.
Yes.
I agree with that.
I just don't feel like the storytelling is as tight
That's the problem.
as Your Name.
I think,
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's Your Name, Suzume, then 5 meters per second, and then Weathering with You, and then.
For me, Fighter Center is still
Yeah, same here. 5 centimeters
It's
is
straight
so.
depression.
I did not expect to be as depressed when I first watched that movie. I was like, oh, it's on Crunchyroll for free. I might as well just watch it before it goes away. And I came out of there with emotional damage.
Yeah, but I don't need to say depression makes the movie great.
No, it doesn't. But I
The way
think
they
it was just
presented that movie was amazing. The way that it was like not generational. It was like a time. With,
No.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
don't
cool.
disagree.
Yeah,
but
no,
that's
it's
why
cool.
Yeah.
I don't.
Garden of Words
really
is
care about
okay.
Yeah.
Garden of Words just looks pretty.
Yeah.
Is that by him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It
just a
looked pretty. Why
pretty.
do you
That's,
think?
His first movie is interesting.
I have not seen this for.
I didn't
Is
know what
that
the first one's
Like
called.
Far Like a Distant Star. Or
Oh,
something. It's
yeah.
like
Oh,
that
yeah.
sci-fi
Yeah.
one.
I've
I've
never
never
seen
seen
An
it.
artist that like.
That was actually the first one I ever watched.
Oh, okay.
Because it was just on Crunchyroll, and I'm like, "What's this?" And I
Yeah.
watched it.
I saw they're
and
all
then I
going.
saw and then I saw.
I saw they're all going
away.
away, so I watched that one too.
Yeah.
And I actually watched that because an artist I like named his song after that name.
Yeah.
That place.
Interesting.
But that was, I think, his first
It's a drum bass song.
him directing a film.
Yeah,
And it's okay.
it's all right. A lot of those are just short films. I think his first real film was
I feel like that's most of it.
Children Who Chased Lost Voices. I think that was like his first real film. And then Your Name is the thing that really launched him off. And but yeah, I kind of agree. Freaking 5'5", Your Name, probably Susan A. And then the
Because I
rest.
really like this film. I like the look of it.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the doors. I think
It
the
was cool.
doors
Yeah.
are probably the coolest part of this film by far.
I feel, and I think this is more apparent to be as he progresses, like as he evolves as a director. But he has a very distinct, style of the way he portrays the supernatural aspects of Japanese traditions and folklore.
Yeah.
Trauma.
Which
What
is
trauma?
because trauma is part of it, right?
Yeah.
But that's because trauma is what he's trying to get to, and what the theme of the movie is. But the vessel is
Of
these
every
super crazy, god things.
situations.
Yeah.
I
and
would like
stuff.
to say these movies are pretty. I would never live in these universes. You got the world that never ends with rain. You got,
I was trying
got
to-
the
Waiting for you, man. Don't get me started on that film. I really
here's the
did
thing,
not
right?
like
In my
that.
head, I was like, he's starting to tie a lot of these together and stuff.
I
Yeah.
thought this was gonna be like
and in my
tied
head,
in. I'm like, no.
yo, man, you exist in a universe where like
Makoto Shinkai universe.
where
Cinematic
where there's like a fireworm that makes earthquakes.
Yep.
There is a sky whale that makes endless rain.
And you have a guy, and then
People
you
get
have a kid,
transported in different people's bodies
Yeah.
for some odd reasons.
and then you have a kid that has a foot fetish.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. There's comets that blow up.
Yeah, that whole thing.
That Garden of Words.
Yeah, that's what that
I don't
movie's.
know. I want to see a fight of
My favorite movie,
the
technically.
earthquake worm versus the infinite rain whale.
God, yeah.
Dude, that could be a Pokemon game.
There is.
Wait.
But either way,
yeah, there
I'm
is.
like,
That's Ruby and
Yeah, it's a
Sapphire.
Ruby
I
Sapphire.
know
Yeah.
these are like real like things that kind of happen in trauma, and you're just like, man, I wouldn't live in these worlds. And you're like, man, this actually happened, kind of. Besides the fucking space worm and the
Yeah.
endless rain.
Because
Yeah.
that's the thing. He uses the fantasy as a vehicle. That's what it is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but I think this is very unique to Japan and their
Yeah, of course.
culture,
Oh,
which
yeah.
enables these types of movies.
I will like
which I
to say,
appreciate.
I think one of the hardest hitting scenes was the first scene where you see her running through like
Oh,
this
yeah.
field,
Yeah.
and you see like all these houses destroyed, cars just flipped over. The thing that really got me was the boat in the first scene, because in my head I'm like, oh, why is there a boat on this house?
Oh, the one on top of the
And
house.
when
Yeah.
you see it the second time through, it really hits, and
After
you realize
like the
You get the
tsunami warnings
you get
and
the
all
context
that.
of what's going on
they were
now.
like, it's been like 10, 12 years. I'm like doing math in my head. I'm like, the fuck happened like 12 years ago, right? I'm like, wait. And
That's
I
when
turned to
Africa was
Michael. I was like,
created.
that Fukushima?
I'm like,
He's
no.
like, I don't know.
I'm like, no. I probably said no. I'm like, no. But
Well,
okay.
I mean, so the tsunami was in 2011.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that there's that as a
12
context.
I
years,
guess
so
it
it's
could
close
be.
enough.
Yeah, I guess.
No, I
Because it
don't-
was in March.
But the issue is, I
Yeah.
think she ends in northern Japan, which I
yeah,
don't-
she's in northern Japan. That's why I
I
was
think
like, I
it
don't think.
hits lower. Can you look that up?
no,
Oh
it's,
no,
it's
because the
it's
town's
north.
in the south.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
that's
it?
what I
Yeah.
thought. It was
Oh.
lower
Because
yeah.
you see the thing, her hometown's in
Her-
Kyushu.
yeah.
Clear the fuck down there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But no,
they're-
her
they're-
hometown's up high.
yeah. The way
Oh, is it up
Where-
high?
where
Yeah,
she
the
was-
place-
yeah,
the
it
place
was
that
no,
she-
no, no.
Tokyo.
Yeah, the place. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
then it
above
is
Tokyo.
Fukushima.
Yeah, that was say that could
That's,
be.
that's
Okay.
Fukushima.
I always,
yeah.
I always thought Fukushima's low.
No. Fukushima's up top.
Okay.
Fukuoka's low.
Yeah, Fukuoka was.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. Never mind. Damn, they have similar names.
That foo got me.
And my brain is ass already.
Yeah, no, yeah. The 2021. Yeah, they cite that the Tokyo earthquake and tsunami.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because they have the warnings and stuff. They get out, like keep out warnings, which they have.
Well, imagine getting
Japan.
fucking earthquake warnings in your phone.
I'm
my
gonna die.
It's like, okay, what the heck's going on here? What the hell?
For like a 3.0 too. Which is noticeable.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the things, like what I love about his movies now, is so they touch into a genre that I love. It's called magical realism.
but, I thought
Okay,
it was. I thought it was. Oh shit! Disaster movie.
No.
I love disaster movies.
Because magical realism as a genre as it is, it's the idea of always like there's certain supernatural elements that run parallel with the world as it is, but they only exist in the context of the story to either explain something about human nature or something about like a character's like upbringing or something, and that's why they're there, and that's what he's done. And
Can you explain to me why he's locking doors to stop the earthquake?
Can you explain to me cats?
Daijinba's boy.
because I feel like at that point it's just a mixture of like their ideas of different spirits and folklore.
So
and all
you're
that other
telling
stuff.
me the reason her mother died is because Sota's grandpa fucked up.
Probably.
Real fucked up
He
too.
fucked up real bad.
Probably,
All the way in the
yeah.
ocean.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, just the worm fell in the ocean, bro, and it fucked them.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they don't really explain that, but that could actually be it. Who knows?
Because they're like, history is repeating itself, right? And there was like a huge earthquake like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But then I was like, what about
Apparently,
this
that
one?
was like the Great Kyoto earthquake
Yeah.
or something like that. I was just kind of like, I'm looking at the 1923 Great Kyoto
1923.
So
1923.
100 years ago.
So 100 years ago.
Exactly.
Wow. makes
Exactly.
sense.
That's how old we're all getting right now and everything.
I remember that too.
Not okay. You know what I'm saying. That's,
Dude, I
that's
was
how
there.
time, that's how far time is progressing. That's what I mean. Just God. Ugh.
But either way, I feel like this does represent it very well. It did take
Yeah.
me a little to understand I understood the earthquake, but it took me the realization of understanding the tsunami until
Until the end.
Not the end.
and
we
it-
also gotta remember Japanese history. We're not really
yeah,
that familiar with.
But I feel like just knowing like where the town was located,
Yeah.
and the boat. I feel like the boat is a very big representative.
Yeah.
Like if I understood it more in the beginning, I don't think it would have been as of a shock towards
Yeah,
the
I
end. Where
guess,
I was
yeah.
like,
I
oh
guess
my
if
god,
I were
what the fuck?
more knowledgeable about Japanese disasters, you probably identify all these
Yeah.
abandoned places where this movie takes place.
Dude,
Yeah.
if there's an abandoned fucking Shinto shrine in the fucking basement of Tokyo somewhere that looked badass, I'm gonna go find that.
Just that big old gate. That's
That
That
there.
was so
I'm
fucking
pretty
cool.
sure we could probably find where that is.
Is that if that's real? I
don't think it's real,
That's what I
but-
said. If that's
Yeah,
real,
that
I would
one,
fucking go.
That one is probably not.
But I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
I don't think
I
so.
think that I'm pretty sure if we can like look where that river is and find where she gets up that
Is that
little-
what
No,
argue?
no,
I mean, that area is
No, you
real.
can find that spot.
You can find a
You could
spot.
probably even find the tunnel she's in where that door
That's
is.
what I'm saying.
But I
But it
just
probably
mean-
doesn't lead
yeah.
down to
That-
some
but we
big
never
old
know.
cavern.
That's our next suggestion.
Have you been down there?
I mean, I'm sure you can't. You
probably
know,
can't.
There's a difference. There's a
Yeah, I
difference.
go
between
there, I
can't
get
and
the
will.
boarded, I never go back.
I don't know, man. Like after like a movie like this comes out, I'm sure someone's probably
so
someone's
true.
probably
I didn't
tried.
realize
Well,
that.
because all the other places I'm pretty sure are real.
No, they are.
Like, because I
Oh,
know the.
I know Kobe isn't real. That's for sure.
right. Dude, Kobe's a beef.
Yeah, it's a cow.
It's a cow. What are we talking about?
No,
Gosh.
but the Ferris wheel one.
Yeah.
Like I've seen pictures and stuff of stuff.
Well,
like
there's
that.
many things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And that's the interesting thing for me of this film. Like it does tackle like, the ideas of the natural disasters and earthquakes and everything, but also like the rampant abandonment of
Yep.
just like everything in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so much of it. So I mean, and it's fun that they tie into that in those things and tie everything kind
I
of.
think they touch on things that are very unique to Japan.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
I feel like that's what all the films do in general. It's very.
very Japanese concepts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a.
It's
I don't feel like this is the saddest.
Yeah.
No.
I think I'm coming out of this film kind of meh, I guess.
Are you?
I wasn't
I like
sad, but it was the spoilers when best boy
Yeah.
becomes the what's it called, the keystone.
Yeah.
I was just like,
Keyblade.
what?
Because, I think because I hate to bring that because his previous work, but Your Name was really good.
Yeah.
Like, very standard, very good, had very good themes. Withering for You really left a sour taste in my mouth of like,
I didn't like that movie.
gosh,
No.
that
I thought
because-
it was okay. I think
because when
it
they
just
did the
missed.
whole thing of like spoiler for Withering for You, I'm going to sacrifice the whole world just for one person so she doesn't sacrifice herself. I'm like, okay.
Well, I don't
Sounds like
know.
real life.
I mean,
And I was
it's not
worried-
like we just didn't watch a show where another character did exactly that and killed a bunch of people in the process.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like this one they did it better. Like no one died in this one
That we
No.
know of.
that we know of.
Yeah.
But as I'm saying, they prevented the natural disaster without having to kill they prevented
Millions
the
of
natural
people.
disaster instead of Withering for You, where they're just like, we're just going to let it happen and see what happens.
To be honest, I found that refreshing. I like that.
Of people dying.
But the
told you,
message,
I didn't like
it was a
disaster
weird
movies.
message. You get what I'm saying with Withering for You?
I mean, well, and this is what I say it. It's like the same reference. I mean, I love The Last of Us 1. It's the same message.
Yeah.
Joel kills everybody in that place to save Ellie, who could have saved everybody else with her blood.
Yeah,
I guess.
it's the same.
It's
thing.
the same
It is the same thing.
It's a different
Exactly
type of
the same.
love.
No,
I
I-
didn't mind the message. I used to just
The problem is,
That
I
just-
It's
just-
movie
the
itself,
execution of
yeah.
it. It's not the
the
it's
problem. The
okay.
problem with that is I just don't know Last of Us that well, so I can't really justify to all that. That's where I'm just like, I guess, because I've only seen speed runs and
Yeah, yeah.
You haven't seen the TV
'Cause
show?
that's-
yet?
I've not seen
Yeah.
the TV show. I've not played the
Bro,
game.
Dude, we just spoiled the fucking show. Bro.
Well, I knew,
Yeah.
knew. I just haven't really experienced it. Like,
and that's why
Withering for You.
I didn't mind it.
Yeah,
And actually, when it ended, I was like, cool.
because
I was like, man, they chose the
because,
hard
I was like,
ending.
because
cool.
the difference between those is Withering for You, the girl was like, I'm willing to do it, while Ellie was like,
She didn't get a choice.
she really
No,
didn't
she
have a-
didn't get a choice. No,
Yeah, and then Joel's like, oh,
I made that choice.
and Joel's like, I made that choice. Everyone died. I'm lying to you.
Yeah.
about this
Look at
happening.
me,
With
I
the
am
whispering to
captain.
you thing, it's more
I'm
of
the
like,
I am
now.
the captain now.
I'm
yeah,
the doctor.
with the whispering to you, the boy went out to save her, and she's like, no, I'm trying to do this. Like, no, I love you so much. Don't do this. Our teenage love is going to get. That's the thing. It's
I
like
feel like
it's more
they're-
like a teenage love thing.
Oh, of course.
It's
Well, yeah, but that's what all
puppy
the
love.
that's what all the movies are. Though.
Instead of like for Last of Us, where it's more like a moral ethics thing. If that makes
I
sense.
did feel like the romance aspect was pretty.
I thought it was.
I guess we should get
interesting.
back to Susan.
Oh, yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Well, no, yeah, the romance aspect in Suzume was pretty like cop out,
was
very,
alright.
very forced, I guess.
That's the other thing too.
But-
This one
Yeah.
kind of felt forced to me.
The only thing I thought weird was the beginning, like how they're like, she's like, I want to go back because he was a hot, sexy, long-haired dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I don't know.
okay,
and I'm
that's-
thinking like, oh, I gave this dude's direction to this abandoned place.
And that's where
like,
my-
wait, why?
Yeah.
I
Or
wouldn't
maybe
care,
she
but,
recognized, or maybe she recognized him or something. That's where my mind went for that first
Dude,
part.
no, in my mind went
That
to
was, like,
this
weird.
bitch just rolled her bike up
Technically,
this hill.
Three times.
Technically, she did recognize.
I know
him,
that's the funny thing. Yeah.
No.
'cause
So
it's all cyclical.
there's a
It
freaking loop.
okay, full circle.
Full circle.
Full circle.
Full
Square.
cir-
So it was explained at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mind just went into this hill was fucking steep as hell, and she just biked it.
She's like, I'm going to go down.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back up.
Yep.
I'm going to go down. I'm going to back up. Down. Oh, shit.
And then I'm just
You're
like,
oh,
oh,
my
look
God,
at
that
this
poor
random
leg.
door. And then bitch just fucking leaves it open.
That's
Yeah.
why I thought,
Oh,
like, you bitch.
I'm just like, really? Okay.
What I've learned is I'm closing every door from now on for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
Well,
Doors
if you,
open,
if you
close.
see freaking stars and stuff in that door, then you probably should.
Yeah, I'm a closer.
Well, if I see stars, I'm gonna probably stand in the middle of the doorway for many hours because I'd be like,
Yeah, I know.
Many hours.
what
Wow.
the fuck?
Until giant, and do you see a giant red thing coming right at you from the door?
I'm like, I'm
I
gonna
don't
die
know.
at school.
she got it pretty quick.
Well,
from
it's
her
like-
school.
Well, she didn't make it to the school.
Well, no, she was at
She
school.
was at school.
Oh, she was.
Yeah, she was. They were
Remember
having
the-
lunch.
Well, no,
Emergency?
she
No.
stopped at the train tracks. Then she went back up, opened the door, went back to school.
Oh,
Yeah,
because she
then
knows
the
her.
emergency.
Then-
And then she went
then
all
she
the way
drove
back.
back.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like she saw the giant ass worm coming out, right? And then
Yeah.
she made it pretty quick. back to
Yeah, she
the
made it really
door.
quick.
That was the only issue I had with this film. Like,
The passage of time.
yeah, because you'll see like the snake is, or sorry, the worm's very far out, and she's fucking miles away,
Yeah.
and she's like, I'm there. I'm like,
the worm waited.
yeah, the worm's like,
The worm took its time.
you're almost there. Okay.
Oh, like,
I'll
she's the only one that can see me. I'm gonna give her hope.
Yeah, I'll give her a
I'll give
little
her
bit.
hope. What a dick. But yeah, that was probably the only thing I'm just like, man, she's fast.
I guess
like,
I
"It's in
guess
the
the thing that
trees."
bugged me was the cat. The cat's motivation. I don't know why.
He had no motivation.
I know it's just like he just kind of just like, okay, I'm
It
going
was
to
a
stop.
dick for no reason.
Yeah, he really was.
He was
And
the best
then
character.
and then it was like, wait, he likes the girl, but why? Because she released him.
Yeah.
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 And then
Imagine
that's
being
exactly
stuck
what-
as a freaking.
but then his
stone
but
for
his
100
whole
years.
objective is to put him as the keystone. Freaking
Maybe they forced him to be the keystone
But-
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing, and
Yeah.
he's like, I don't want to be the person.
but we never were told or hinted at that. I feel
I feel
like.
like it's hinted at when he's running through everything,
Yeah.
and when he says it's your job now, basically, I'm like, oh fuck.
who
Like,
said that? It was
when the cat,
The cat.
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
cat
saying.
legit says like, it's your job.
I know that's
I'm
but,
fucking
but,
out.
but felt more like
For me, though, I never really needed a motivation for them by virtue of what they are.
Yeah.
So, like,
guess.
as a person who loves mythology,
Yeah.
if you think of any, especially if you look at Irish mythology and you think of anything like involving fairies or anything involving like spirits, they never have a motivation other than I want to fuck with people.
yeah.
And so anytime like something taps into something that's in that or for like that has this weird base in either nature or something like that, it doesn't have a motivation. Nature doesn't have a motivation.
You also got to think about it.
They just do things.
He's
I
probably
get that.
having fun because how long do you think he's
Yeah.
been the Keystone for? Because remember, like the dad's like, he's gonna be there for decades.
Yeah, I
Oh well.
guess.
and that's always what folklore
granted.
is and why these stories are told. It's trying to find a motivation for something that doesn't have a motivation.
Yeah, I think that's my problem. Is I'm
be fair-
I'm too brain dead to modern TV these days.
fair, he was like, let's have fun. Let's
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
the whole movie.
Yeah,
But
I think he was just like, I can do shit again, and then they stop him and he's
Catch
like,
me.
Yeah.
he's like, well, now I sit here again for
But
another.
but even at the
Yeah.
same time, he's like, well, I
10,000
can't, I
years.
can't let all these people people die. So I'll at least guide you to where the worm's
It was
going.
it was like a red herring. He
Yeah.
looked menacing and like he looked like he was causing all of this.
Yeah.
But he was just leading them to the door. Like, hey, this is gonna open next, so you better do something about it.
Yeah. I get that. It's just still very just kind of like, at the end of the day, I'm just going to be turned back into a key because
It gave me very cute
reasons.
Well,
Because you love him so much, I guess. It's just very odd. It's just kind of like, okay, you choose this guy to be the new key.
It's more just like, to me, how the ending was is like I can see you care for this person. No one really cares for me, so and just go back in the hole.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter anymore.
But it's even funnier when the cat goes to the old man. And the old man's like, "Oh, it's you. You're going to guide." It's like, "Oh, now
that was
other
the
cat.
black cat.
oh, is that the black
That's
cat?
the other cat.
Okay, I
Because
didn't
they framed it like that, but then
Okay.
when the black cat took over the girl's body, or the mother's body, I was like, "Oh, that's the other cat."
It's the other
Okay,
cat.
okay.
'Cause it's-
I didn't catch that. I think that was really when I got really confused. I'm like,
it's
what the
the
heck?
other-
Why is the
it's the
white
other
cat
cat.
going to the old man and
Yeah,
being
because the
just
old
like,
man with the black cat was, I think, his keystone, from how I understood it.
well, not his keystone. It was just the North Keystone. Or,
Yeah, but I feel like from what they were saying,
There's a
the keys-
history.
There's a history
Yeah.
between
Yeah,
them.
there's history.
The,
yeah,
the
yeah,
keystones
yeah.
move from I think
Yeah.
generation
Yeah.
to generation. So in my mind, I thought it was his keystone, like he placed it. Because
He might have.
I don't know.
They have history.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
There's-
that makes sense. Again, I thought that was the white cat.
There's
So I
history
think
that they put on
that-
the
that-
screen with no text I could read.
yeah, I think that part was the part that really. I was like, what the heck's going on? Why is this cat now being good? Why is it or acting good towards man? But okay,
Different cat.
that's it was a different cat.
Yeah, it was the black
That makes
cat.
a little more sense now. Okay.
I really like that raw scene between the aunt and Suzume. Of
gosh.
I had to.
I like the comedy in this film. This film,
Oh, yeah.
the film had good character reactions. I like that a lot.
I liked all the characters.
I feel like, especially in like modern Makoto Shinkai movies, like just all of his characters in general,
Yeah.
whether they be side characters or like just the townspeople, people you meet along the way, they all have so much like life to them.
Mm-hmm.
They
They're
don't
real
feel,
people.
they
They're
don't
real
like
people.
feel like just like a
character
background.
types, yeah, like templates or whatnot.
They feel like actual people, even though it is a very like archetypal story and the way
Yeah.
it's done. So I thought that was always great.
I did notice. So I think you would say it's an anime movie, right? The dialogue or the voice acting is not very anime-ish. I don't know if you're catching my drift. If it feels
Yeah,
very
I think I was saying.
more conversational
Realistic.
Yeah.
Japanese,
Yeah.
rather than the.
Well, I feel like because it was like everyone's on the same playing field, basically.
Yeah.
No one was, I'm trying to think of the right word. No one's like higher, not level, higher in the world.
I think it's more,
class
if
or
anything,
whatnot.
Class, higher class.
if anything, I think it's more. I think he likes to ground his movies in a form of reality.
Yeah.
Where anime is a very hyper reality.
It's like overacting in
Yeah,
anime.
yeah,
and this one's
yeah.
very.
Like I said, it's very
Normal.
grounded. Yeah.
So it's supposed to feel like a film.
Yeah.
This
Like
is what
just
would
a
happen
standard
in
movie,
real life.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which is very nice.
I guess what they could have
refreshing.
done for more of that, get for like more of an country accent, I guess, like how they like to make fun of
mean,
people of that.
I don't speak Japanese, so
I know.
Nah, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
able to pick out those accents.
Yeah.
but and that's the thing though, and it's because his movies are that there's that grounding to it that I feel like give like the supernatural aspect of them so much more lift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the animation.
The animation was
Very
good.
detailed.
The
Very
animation
clean.
for
It
the
was clean.
fucking chair moving.
That was
constantly.
amazing.
tier,
I was
dude.
that.
I
chair
did not
movement.
expect the chair to run as much as it did.
Uh-huh.
This
Three
round.
legs, bro.
Yeah.
It was so good.
He's like, I'm getting used to this body.
That chair has so
Freaking
much
leaps like
life to it.
yards.
You know what this movie like teaches me? I mean, there's many films. There's like it's usually films, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the difference between good and bad CGI is more budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CGI
in a
work.
movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, just to be a dick, just to nitpick. There's just like a few instances where the animation wasn't great.
The train station.
The train
In Tokyo.
station.
Yeah.
That was one.
There was just a specific shot where Suzume just looked very shitty CGI'd instead of like the hand-drawn style
Yeah.
in other shots.
Yeah.
And there was another one where it's like a zoom out and you see fucking Dot in like a smiley face.
I did not see
You
that.
didn't see that, bro?
I didn't see
like
that.
it was at the very beginning when she's talking to the dude, and he's like, "Oh yeah, the ruins are over here," and we're like, "Dude, it looks so shitty."
I don't think
Because it's supposed to be
My
so
monkey
far
brain
away.
is-
where
She
you-
was so far away,
'Cause
like, you can do anything about it.
It's trying to mimic the idea like a camera wouldn't be able to like focus on like the
Yeah.
details of a person's
Yeah.
face.
But at that point, you just do like tones. You don't
Yeah.
draw any detail.
Yeah, but it was just like 2 dots and the little like flip. And like it looks so funny.
This is like the kind of the little derpiness.
Yeah.
the
I also think
comedy
it
of
doesn't help when you're watching it on a big screen.
Yeah.
And you can see the small details that the
Yeah.
probably poor animator drew this big on his screen. He's like, no one's going to see
No
this.
one's
It
gonna
don't
see
matter.
this. I noticed.
And then someone zooms in to like that thing. You're like, oh, shit.
But I always love films like this, or sometimes you see the stuff like Ufu Table does and Kyoto Annie, and like just what is possible with that mixture of CG and like 2D animation and what you can do with it is so it's just cool because it makes the film. I think it gives it a much more cinematic look.
Yeah.
Like. And it doesn't just feel like you're watching like just a standard anime or
It's an
whatever
experience.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's a lot more immersive because your eyes like, oh, this feels like any other movie I'd watch except with crazy shit that you would never be able to do with a camera that looks nice.
But I feel like CGI can also be done good by itself.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Like the people who've animated the new Trigun.
Oh,
Looks great.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing.
But when you mix it well, like this,
Like
or,
Demon Slayer is a good example.
Yeah. Demon
Of that.
Slayer
That
also
was that
done
Ufu
it.
Table
Yeah,
stuff.
just yeah. It's
or
just-
X Arms, it's a good mix. And,
Top tier animation.
yeah. Let's use X arms.
Or Berserk.
no,
Berserk.
that's just straight CGI.
CGI, oh, you're right.
Not
you're right.
mixed.
You're right.
Jeez, gosh.
The backgrounds were amazing.
The backgrounds in his films are always amazing.
They're always impeccable.
This film made me feel very nostalgic. I'm like, look, Eddie, we could have gone to Ehime, but we didn't.
Oh gosh, dude. I was
I've been there.
Like you've been
there was time
Yeah.
I was getting depressed at times. I'm like, oh, I was there a couple of weeks ago.
It's like we've only been gone for what, 3 weeks?
It's been two
and a half
It's only been
weeks.
two.
Yeah, but it feels like so much longer.
It feels like it's been a year.
Yeah, I
It
will.
was a fever dream.
say,
Yeah, it feels like it at times. God.
bringing it back to like the animation or shots, just the shots like this where you have just a bright. He does his blues and reds really good.
Yeah.
But then when you go into that like dark shadow realm with the door with the blue in the background,
the
it's such a
purples.
great contrast that you're just like, oh, this is so pretty.
Just the way he does color.
Yeah.
It's so vibrant. It's great.
Beautiful movie.
Yeah, it's a beautiful movie. Like I said, all side characters are good. I like the journey, I guess.
Well, I think who's your favorite character? Side characters.
Huh.
For me, it's the mom. The mom that had that restaurant.
Yeah, I was going to go.
Oh yeah,
She's
she's
a good-
great.
I was going to go
great.
with her and her kids. Honestly, those
She's
are.
great.
Dude, man, just picking up a stranger kid. And
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, you want to drive for 3 hours?
I also like the other teenager.
Well, they were
A
going
teenager.
I actually like the
Lucky.
teenager interaction.
still
That was kind of
5
cute.
hours.
With-
I think.
Oh, with the other, the other
I
girl.
think
yeah.
my
that
favorite.
was pretty cute.
All
My
the
favorite
factors
too
were
is the
great.
teenager or the guy who drives her.
Yeah,
at
the
end.
dude's
Oh,
great.
Yeah,
that's
he's
awesome.
pretty
friend.
funny.
Dude,
Yeah,
that's
he's
such a
great.
simp, bro.
Dude, I was in my head. I'm like, man, they're a good combination. The mother and
The aunts.
The aunt and
I
him.
said the aunt and him. I'm like,
Yeah.
they should get together. And then you
that's like
forget
a
about the other guy on the other side. Like, I feel bad for you, dude, but he's so much cooler.
Yeah,
I'm
but that's like
sorry.
a 20-year difference.
Yeah, it's like a
so.
20-year difference.
Yeah, but we had a show about a foot fetish of a teacher and a student. So
But I think
It's
that's
the
like
same
a.
show.
But I think that's like a 5 or 10-year difference.
Yeah, that was like a college student. I
that,
thought
no, this
that
is
a
5
teacher.
or 10-year difference. Right
Well,
there.
but the aunts and his
Yeah.
best friend. That's a 20-year difference, I think,
That's
because she's
fine.
40 and
maybe he's into MILFs, dude.
Well, you never know.
yeah.
Maybe he's in his late 20s.
That's still
Maybe-
another. That's still a good 10 years.
Maybe he's 20 or she's 25
Remember.
and she's like 35.
Japanese woman.
That's true. That's true.
Ageless.
Well,
Ageless.
She's not going to age
She-
till she's like 60.
I'm about to say she didn't super age yet, so she can't be that old.
God.
But I did like that bro. I'm just calling him bro from now
The bro.
on. I don't,
He was so dumb. I love. He was
Yeah.
so funny.
He was,
dude,
he was
his
good.
car. Oh my god!
When he
He's like-
started when he started lifting that thing up, like, don't do that. You're going to break it. And when it just automatically goes like, oh God.
He's like, it's still broken. Good enough, dude. When he crashes it, and then
I like how the
oh, it's
other
fixed.
truck just left. By the way, the truck that's like
Give a
they almost
shit.
ran into was just like whatever.
Not my problem.
like
Because
not
I had
my
work
issue.
to do.
Yeah.
Dude, if it was here in America and the cops showed up, we're like, do you know where you
Drinking.
drinking? Or
Yeah.
Like, nah, dude, this fucking cat spoke, and it just spoke me, bro.
There's this huge
Spoke to
black
me.
cat that just spoke to me,
Just
man.
spoke
Oh.
to me. I have witnesses.
Speaking of those scenes, I also had another big issue. That motherfucker, she pulled a bike out of the ditch.
Oh,
yeah. And it worked.
The rusty bike.
The
There's
tires
no
were
way.
good, dude.
There's
like,
no way that
what?
bike would have
The
worked.
chain was
The
perfect.
thing would have been like.
When I was thinking, when she was doing that, I was thinking of the short Ghibli film we saw.
I thought the same
Oh
thing,
yeah,
That shit was awesome.
that was such a weird thing.
too.
man.
Talk about that later. We'll talk
That was
about that later.
amazing.
I just love. I like all the music they did in the car scenes and all the like
Oh,
references.
the
Yeah.
freaking city pop songs he
That was
listens to.
so ridiculous.
Look, I think the first one,
Classics, bro.
Stop
Kiki's
fighting
one, isn't it?
girls over me.
Oh, maybe.
because I was listening to it, I'm like, I think that's the Kiki song. When I forgot the name of it. Give me a minute while I look it up. But I know those were all like popular songs, obviously.
Also, obviously, it's picked because they're important to the story and stuff. 'cause
Oh,
that's
dude.
why
Yeah,
it's
especially the last
Dude,
one. That's why it's
don't
playing
fight
them.
with.
Don't fight over me, girls. Yeah. What? I thought you guys. I thought those fit the mood. It's like,
I love the reaction of the standbyers. They're like, oh my god, he's
yeah.
double dipping.
He's double timing.
timing.
Oh, dude, that poor man.
Oh
He's
my
like,
god.
no, shut
They
up,
just
get him.
jump onto freaking
His
top of his
car.
car instead of opening like normal humans. Like,
Or when
come
she
on.
It's that
breaks
convertible,
down.
dude.
Yeah. When she breaks
That's what you do.
Yeah.
when she breaks down to him in the gas stop or whatever it
Oh,
was,
yeah.
he's like,
My ice cream.
It's okay.
God.
He drops the ice cream. Oh man, I
That
felt
was the saddest
He felt
part of the
that.
whole. I
Dude,
felt that too.
I felt that.
As soon as that happened, I'm like,
You've also dropped your soft cream.
No, but I felt the ice cream fall, and I'm like, that could have been me.
that could have been
so
that could have been
depressed.
you.
Dude, that happened to me in Hakone.
Oh, you
in the
did?
rain.
Yeah.
We're running in the rain. Fucking dropped my soft cream.
I forgot.
I'm still,
Soft
I'm
cream.
still sad.
God.
I felt him though.
I'm trying to think of anything else with this movie. It's just kind of, I don't know.
I don't know. This movie it's just very nostalgic to me. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I think that's what this whole movie was. It
oh,
was
look
a
at
nice
Tokyo
little trip.
Station, bro. Look at this other JR station. Look at this train. Dude, the Shinkansen, bro, is so accurate.
Maybe that's our problem.
Dude, when
We're watching this too soon after coming from
I think
Japan.
that's
so
what
we're
it
just
is.
being
Also,
so,
looking at, she's like on the phone. She's like, look how fast the train's moving.
I'm like,
oh,
talking
God.
to the chair. I like how the baby's looking at it. Like, the fuck's wrong with this?
Like I said, it's a very the interaction between them is very
It's
cute.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I just
But-
really got a romantic one, if that makes sense. I always felt
Well,
like
Dude,
Yeah,
for
but-
buying a ticket, using the fucking machines and
Yep.
shit.
The Suica card.
The Suica card.
but she had a phone version of it. We didn't.
Oh, yeah.
A lot
yeah.
of people had that.
Yeah, we just don't
Yeah.
because
We
we're
don't
dumb.
have the.
Well,
same-
I was tempted to do it, but I'm like,
we don't have the
can't-
reader.
that's the thing. We just don't have the reader.
Yeah.
No, you need a fucking Japanese credit card. Or like a
Oh, do you?
a MasterCard,
Okay.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
got to. But we also don't have the same like whatever the.
It's an
It's-
NFID
I was
reader.
like-
it's the same
Yeah, I was saying it
shit.
should be the
I
same
read it
thing.
was a different.
Oh,
thing.
really?
Yeah, 'cause
Really?
Mark
Okay.
tried to download it on his, and it
Oh.
was saying
What
It
phone?
doesn't work
NFID.
on Android, but the iPhones do
I thought iPhone
okay.
it worked.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, it should work on
okay.
me and Bob's.
Because I have the same thing.
I just couldn't install it because.
Oh, yeah, you do.
You need a Japanese credit card.
Well, I don't have your number. You want? I have his for. I have these two numbers, and you're just like discording me the whole
Discord's-
time.
Yeah, this works better.
Just because it's like, okay.
You still have my text, right? You don't have these guys.
Oh, okay. That's a whole different reason. though. That's because
Yeah, that's
Michael's
like
See,
a-
big
dumb.
brain.
That's because
brain.
Michael's dumb. Okay, that starts.
Anyway, going back to the show, I had fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I enjoyed it a lot more than Weathering with You.
Oh,
I
way
don't
more.
feel like it had the same impact as Your Name, but I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think Your Name just had such a. I think it was the first time he had this type of.
Well, the thing
color
with Your Name is
system.
just like the romance, and that was really good.
Yeah.
Like that
I
one.
also feel like that is probably the most
because
sense of all
because
the
you
romances
gotta remember
he's
that
ever made.
your name was a lot more build up the romance, build up the interaction between the two,
Yeah.
then drop that big bomb of this happened this interaction is a 5
This
weird
person is dead.
and like 5-year
Yeah.
thing, and
then you get
and then you get the disaster
Well,
thing.
like, there
the
was
problem
more
with his
character work.
yeah,
between
I think
the
there's-
problem
yeah.
with his last two films is the disaster is usually like always there, like during the first, like during the whole character building.
I just think the romance just doesn't make sense via time wise.
And that too, like I just don't
because
like.
I feel like all his films are that quick, except for Your Name. Your Name has
Your
like,
name actually,
has a long time.
Yes.
yeah, and
Where this was probably what 5 days, a
Yeah.
week maybe.
Yeah.
Weathering with You is probably closer to a month.
yeah,
And
and
then-
they're together a while too, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, like in Your Name,
Foot
the
Show
characters
is like a month.
they got to know each other.
Yeah.
You know, you're
You see their life.
very deep. Right?
Exactly.
Here is very superficial. Like we kind of hear because we just kind of
There's a door.
Just happened to be
there was
here.
a worm.
Yeah.
There's a
But there
cat.
was
I'm now
no-
a chair.
a lot of interaction.
Yeah,
I love you
between
because
them.
you're like my childhood chair.
Yeah,
exactly.
The only thing I know deep from you is that this chair was made
And-
by your mom.
And
Well,
he's a sexy haired
Well,
long
I think
boy.
the only time that I felt like, oh, she liked him, or I know who he is when they got into his room near the
Yeah.
I want to say near the tail end of the film.
Because I can see him liking her more because I feel like he learns about her throughout
Yeah,
like the whole trip
exactly.
because he's kind of stuck.
yeah,
dealing
and we
with
don't
her.
really learn about him.
Yeah.
That's
But
why
he doesn't say anything. He kind of I guess he's playing the dark broody
She
boy.
has second hand information about him. Like, oh, dude, he's a teacher. No,
But we only
way.
get that like near the end
But she
too,
likes
where
him
when he
because
gets the
he's
freaking
emo boy.
He has long hair. Yeah,
he has long
He's
hair.
long hair. He
She
doesn't
called him
talk
beautiful.
about anything.
Yeah.
He was beautiful.
It's the senpai syndrome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Again, I think that I just don't think the relationship is as solid as
No.
Other
of
works.
his movies.
But I also feel like the relationship also isn't like.
I felt. More,
I guess towards the end it did feel a little pushy. Like,
it
oh,
felt
I
very
love him.
Yeah, it felt very
but-
pushy
I'm
near
like,
the end.
bitch, you barely know
Yeah.
this guy. What you
Yeah.
mean you love him?
You want to start getting really feelings from when you heard he has a teacher of all this stuff in life and everything like that. Before he was just a random dude. You didn't even know he was in college.
Yeah.
It was just so. It felt a little too rushed for me, but
Well, I
That's
I
anime
feel
for
like
you at
I,
times.
That's a
I
movie.
feel like that's an adult cynic looking at something that runs on fairy tale logic.
I know.
Maybe it's a cultural thing. you know,
But I just gave something like Your Name as a good example of what he did before.
Well, I know. I mean, it takes more time, and that's the type of drama that he builds, right?
Yeah.
But and
we're also
and it
we're
wants you
also
to take it
fine
seriously
with
at the beginning.
the 10,000-foot worm that comes out of the door.
And makes earthquakes and
It's
That's
that
fine.
talk.
it's because in Your Name he was building up to that moment, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Whereas in this one, it wasn't. He was building up to the moment, like, oh.
I also feel
this
like Your
chair
Name-
is the new.
But the thing is,
keystone.
Your Name is a romance to start with
yeah.
and a disaster film to end with. This is a disaster film to start with.
I guess. Yeah. That's a good way to
A
put it.
love film to end with.
with the subgenre of romance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's.
And then Your
I think
Name,
that's
or
a good.
not-
I think that's a good.
and then
way to put it.
Weathering with You is a weird mix
Well, it was interesting.
because
Maybe
it was
it's just
both at the
weird.
same time,
Yeah.
just not done the way it should have been. I still think it's like an 8 out of 10 movie.
It's just all 6, bro.
6. Yeah. I'm like, it's a 6, man.
No, I had fun.
Like I said, that ending just gets me.
I don't know. For me, the thing with Weathering with You is like the music gives me goosebumps, so that bumps it up for me.
I don't even remember.
There's
the music.
there is moments.
me and Paul heard the same
That's the
thing.
thing.
We're just like,
There's like moments because I listened to the soundtrack before I watched the movie, and then I watched the film, and like there's moments where it hits, and I'm like, oh, that's good. That's
I need to rewatch.
perfect.
Maybe I just need to rewatch Weathering for You and just listen to the music.
Perfect.
Just
moment.
close
Because
your
all I
eyes.
was thinking of Weathering for You is like, this is a ridiculous plot. What the heck are we?
This dumbass rain, bro.
We're doing the whole world for this high school romance.
This is the guy who likes
I'm here
girlfriend.
for it,
This is
dude.
the guy who likes girlfriend.
know, it's
Girlfriend.
just
I know, this is the guy who likes
girlfriend.
Yeah, I
He's like,
know.
this is perfect girlfriend.
All of it, all opinions, right out the
Everyone
window.
just dies for this high school romance.
You know what? Worth it.
Worth it, yeah.
For them, worth it. Do they know those people? No.
No.
Do you care about a million people you don't know? probably not.
I don't.
You say you do because you want other people to believe you're good, but deep down inside, when it came to someone you cared about and a million faceless other individuals, you would say, "Fuck."
How do you know I haven't already done that?
Whoa.
See, exactly.
You know
I'm
who
already living the life.
You know who
I hear a bunch of cynical, dope people judging a bunch of people. It's a fairy tale logic story.
I'll tell you.
But they would do the exact same shit in that situation.
I'll tell you who.
Asking to be saved.
God.
She was like,
Shut the
I'm
fuck
okay
up.
with my duty. I'm going to do my duty to save the whole world. And he's like, nah, fuck that.
Same though. Same.
You know who I care about? Our subscribers. You should subscribe to our podcast.
I thought you were going to say sponsor for a second. I'm
I
like,
thought he was
we're
a
sponsored?
sponsor, dude. We do. We are
Thank you.
sponsored.
To
Not on YouTube.
that. Booby water bottle.
Yeah.
Brought to you by
Hakone.
Japan.
This is sponsored by the Reaper in the Area Etsy shop.
There you go.
Basically.
There you go. Yeah.
If you buy our stickers, it goes towards our podcast sometimes. If not,
So-
it goes to our stickers again because we just cycle our money.
Or it
donate
goes
us shit,
to
we'll
it
put in
goes
the
to the
background.
Japan fund.
Yeah.
And then we buy dumb shit that you'll see in our next podcast episode that'll come out
I need to
in
freaking.
10 years.
I need to organize that.
But anyway, what last thoughts? Give us a review.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed this movie.
I enjoyed it.
I
liked
enjoyed it
quite
quite a bit.
Yeah.
I like this.
Like I said,
film
I
a
liked the
lot.
interactions and everything like that. I think it was near the end where I was
It
getting
didn't
kind of like
blow me
man.
out of the water
No.
or anything, but I was very entertained.
Yeah.
I really like this movie. Don't really have anything like super negative to nitpick at this movie, so I call it a win.
Yeah.
We take the
Win out of town. Okay.
I
okay.
feel like it's one of those things for me, right? It's watching someone that's good at their craft just do it well.
That is great. Yep.
Yeah, and that's what it is. Like it's not anything new or crazy that knocks me out of the new thing. But it's a man that's good at what he does, and this is his work.
It didn't hit me in the kokoro, but
Yeah.
Where's that?
I got it.
Here.
I got it a little bit. I got a little bit.
we got a little bit.
I felt it a little in the end. But yeah.
Okay, wait,
It feels like a 7. It feels
Seven?
it feels it's solid. I liked it. As much as I get the
Yeah,
whole
for me,
cat
it's gonna be
thing
an
of it
8.
being like, it's
Yeah, I was like
spirits
an
and whatnot.
8.5.
But
8.7.
I'm being nitpicky.
8.99.
I will totally admit I'm being nitpicky, but I think more of a 7.
See, I like the whole thing altogether.
Yeah.
I think just the concept to me is what made me really like this movie. Just going through doors and stuff.
Oh, of course.
I wish they would have pushed the romance a little bit earlier, or like a little bit
Like
dynamic,
I
a little
said,
bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the final push of the movie.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really like the movie.
I do think I saw a trailer at one point that changed a lot in my mind. Because there's one point where they're talking, where she's going down on the bike. And I'm pretty sure it's in the trailer where he asks, he's like, oh, have you seen any of these doors lately? Or I saw you next to a door. And I'm pretty sure it's in one of the trailers.
Weird.
I don't remember that. I
Mistranslation.
haven't seen many of the trailers.
It also might have been in English, so it might have been a
Yeah.
weird mistranslation.
Yeah.
But
I just remember it was a girl and she was taking care of a chair. I'm like, nah, man.
and the chair
I've
just
always
started
wanted
You know
to
what
moving.
this
take care of
really
it.
reminds me of a little bit?
Monsters Inc.
No.
Scott Pilgrim.
Shrek twerking on Master Chief. I'm sorry.
The movie written by the Anohana writer. With the cat.
Gosh.
Oh,
Oh.
Whisker Away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
Whisker
that
Away.
movie.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's
I also did
same
like
vibes.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just prettier. Like that movie was pretty, but this movie is prettier.
Yeah. But this reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wore this wig the whole time.
Watching the cats in this movie reminded me of my cats.
What, do they speak to you?
Dude, that white cat is exactly the white cat in the movie.
Does it give you Cube vibes?
Yeah, I did.
Does
Does
the
it look
black-
at you like it wants you to sell your soul to it so you can become a magical girl?
That's how Dolce stares at me every day.
Yeah. Does the black cat also just take over your girlfriend and then
She
talk
says
shit
mean
about
things
you?
to you.
Or she just normally
But
do
she
that?
protects you at the end, so like...
Your girl protected me from that worm. That was so funny during I told you about that, right?
Oh, with the centipede?
centipede. Yeah.
All right.
The fact that I woke up and there was a centipede near me. God, spoilers, but gee,
She woke up and like, dude, Michael had a centipede by his bed. I was like, what?
I literally woke
killed
up.
it. It was
I
great.
saw a centipede. I didn't know what to do, so I was going to get a shoe, and no one else was in the living room. And I was like, Ginger, do you want to see? There's a big centipede out of my room. She's like, really? She just went. She was like so excited. I'm just like, she started like, oh my god, as big as my hand. I'm like, I would never do that. She just freaking slots it off with her shoe that she had. I'm just like, she moves it outdoors. I'm like, I didn't know what I was planning to do.
Anyway, thank you for watching this podcast. I'd recommend this movie if you haven't seen it.
It's good.
On average, we gave it an 8, I think.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
If you care.
Can we get a 1 so we can just really bring down the average?
No.
No, I'll give it a 13 just to bring it back up.
20. Negative 80.
Oh god, 0. Can't divide that.
Positive infinity.
Check out his other work.
Yep.
Tell us which one's your favorite out of his work.
Why is it your name?
Why is it a garden of words? No, why is it
A what?
Garden.
Why is
of
it
words.
Garden of Words? Why
was
is it 5 centimeters per second?
Gardens of.
It's garden of words.
When we're at Winter Park watching the cherry.
Yeah, it's garden of words. Garden of words is one
centimeters per
of
second.
don't try to gaslight
Dialogue.
me. It's garden of woods. That's the fat footish one.
It's garden. Garden. Can you not read?
See ya.
No, I can.
Bye.